And action. Hello, Yusef. Here we go.
Hello.
Okay. So,
here we have our presentation of our movie that we had to do for this class. We decided to do the new Karate Kid with Jaden Smith.
And we are going to be applying types of relationships from our book, Natural Bridges. I'm Maddie Capizzuto.
And I'm Wendy Davison.
So we figured we would start you guys off with an activity. So here we have this bag of fortune cookies. So if everybody wants to pass the bag around and take one. So we're going to go around the room. We want you guys to open up your fortune cookies. Feel free to eat them.
Now, when you open it up, you're going to see. Now, mind you, in this movie, Jaden Smith and his mother are moving from Detroit to China, and they're in a totally different world. So if you read your fortune, you're going to see there's going to be your fortune. Customer service is like taking a bath. You have to keep doing it. Very true. But if you turn it around and look, it says learn Chinese. Lollipop. So it says bang, tang. That means lollipop. So imagine being on a plane or being anywhere, going to China, trying to do Rosetta Stone and learning how to speak Chinese, going into another country, and this is what you have to work with. So this is how we start our project.
So we want you guys to think about that sort of thing as it applies to relationships that you may have once you get to your destination. So with that being said, we're going to define for you the 4 different types of relationships. So the first is acquaintances, and typically when somebody is considered an acquaintance of yours, you have very limited interactions. When you do have interactions with that person, it's usually kind of like surface level stuff. Oh, hey, nice weather we're having. The other person might say, yeah, sure is. Yeah. So you don't really get into a lot of depth with that person. It's more so just a familiar face that you see every day or every other day, but you really don't know on a very personal level. So with all of that being said, of course, the disclosure is very limited.
Then we get to the friends section, which kind of changes from the acquaintance level into a more deeper level of friendship, which you'll see in the video where we applied a couple of different clips, which incorporates segueing from the actual acquaintance section to the section of friendship, where people with whom we are personally involved, people that we are closer to, there's a higher level of disclosure, not so much as in a different sort of relationship when you're deeper in, but we have more frequent interactions, disclosure on a level of personal little invitations into their lifestyle, but not a total giveaway.
Okay, next we segue into family, which is considered to be the fundamental social group. Typically we think of a family as either parents and offspring, siblings, obviously, but some people would even extend it out to aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, that sort of thing. So family can mean different things to different people, which we will see when we show you some clips. And then lastly, we get into a romantic relationship, which is intimate. It can be intimate, obviously, in 2 different ways, but we think of intimate in the sense of very high levels of disclosure. There's lots of depth in the relationship, and without the ability to achieve relationships at the acquaintance, friendship, and even you could say family level, you really can't achieve romance. So in order to have that level with somebody, that trust, that dependability, you tend to go through those other stages as opposed to jumping right into a romantic relationship with somebody. That's not always the case, as we will see.
And you have the intensity level as
right.
well. You have the different levels of the extreme disclosure where you pretty much basically tie everything personally from one part of your life into your life with another person.
Right.
So that you're completely open, honest, and you have trust enough that you can allow that person into your life, into the most important and intimate parts of your life.
Right, and I think that's too why sometimes you'll hear people in either a marriage or a serious relationship say, oh, my better half, or oh, my stronger half. So
yeah.
Not always, of course, but that's where that stems from.
Absolutely.
Important to understand. Okay, so now we're going to take these concepts that we've talked about, these different levels of relationships, and we're going to apply them to the film The Karate Kid. So I think that would be a good spot. Good thing we're recording this for practice. This would be a good place for us to probably put in the film summary if we wanted to include.
Yep, we're going to put it in the film summary so you'll have an idea, Yusef, of what we're doing, just so you know.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so the first relationship that we're going to look at, Wendy, if you want to talk about this one.
the relationship between Dre and Mr. Han. Mr. Han is essentially just the maintenance man in the beginning, where Sherry and Dre move into this apartment, and there's no hot water, and so he needs to go and find Mr. Han, and he's walking around and has, interactions with all these Chinese people who don't speak his language. Finally, he meets Mr. Han. Mr. Han comes over to fix the hot water, and that's the acquaintance phase of their relationship, and then they start segueing into a friendship where they become closer, they start to get more comfortable with one another. They haven't quite breached that bubble of here we are, we're friends now. It kind of slowly works its way into that.
Do you want to show the clips for the sake?
We can show the clips if you want to see. We'll show you.
I feel like an idiot. We're talking to nobody.
That's okay. Yusef, we're talking to you.
Yes, okay. I'll show you. So this clip exemplifies Dre and Mr. Han as acquaintances.
Yep, the acquaintance. Nobody knows what he's talking about because he doesn't speak Chinese. This is the part. I know you can't see the video because we're trying to do this makeshift video from our house, my house, but this is as good as we could do because we're very limited for area. Really, really cool point. So that was just an idea of one of the clips that we're going to use. There are also a couple of other clips that we have, but we just want to give you an idea of the acquaintance where he goes to meet Mr. Han, and that's the beginning phase where he comes back to the house to fix the hot water.
So, do you think we should go through? I don't think we need to go through all of them.
There's a few different clips that we have, which you'll see when we go and do our actual presentation. So rather than show you every single clip, we do have little snippets of each phases of acquaintance, and then friendship, and then family and romantic.
As they apply to the different characters in the film. So
in Chapter 9, in relationships.
Right, we have Dre and Mr. Han. We have clips there depicting the different levels of their relationship. We have Dre and his mom, Sherry. Our clip there obviously depicts their relationship as applied to the book and the information that we've given you. Dre and Mai Ying, who is Dre's romantic interest in the film. They start as acquaintances, and then they go to friendship, and then eventually it kind of segues into this romantic relationship. So we have a few clips depicting those different aspects of their relationship. And that pretty much ties it all together. So I think at that point, we probably are going to want to do something to tie it all together. We could maybe include a slide with her outsiders to like stretch it, because I don't know how we're doing. How are we doing on time over here?
We're not quite sure. I'm going to check. Hold on. Let me check.
Yeah. Well, don't forget our clips are gonna.
Even though this is only 8 minutes right now, sorry, I had to leave the scene for a minute because I wanted to check how we're doing for time. Once we incorporate all our videos and we'll go through all of our slides and show all our little snippets of all different relationship aspects and how they've changed, it's going to end up being a 25-minute presentation. We can, if you want, we can show you all these clips. So why don't we just show another clip or two just to make sure that we touch base on all of the aspects that we're talking about.
Okay, so we showed a little bit of acquaintance, so why don't we go into...
And this is our third time recording this, so we just want to make sure that we get it proper. You know, we're trying to set it up perfectly. You know, nothing is perfect, but we're working on it very hard to make sure that we incorporate everything that we need.
Right.
So, and it's kind of hard because you can't really see our videos from here, but we do have all the clips. They're going to be clipped a little bit so that they're better.
Ooh. Okay, so this is Dre and Sherry, his mother. So we'll show you this clip. This is a good one. I like this one, actually, because she's a really funny character. But it also does portray the academic information as well. So think back to those fortune cookies at this very moment.
Here it is in Chinese where there's zero communication, he doesn't understand, and gets frustrated and shuts off the television because it's in Chinese.
Oh, you know what? We could have lunch together every day. You're
Not a chance.
Dre, we are not doing this in Beijing. Dre, pick up your jacket. Mom, I'm tired.
The mother and son, family, acquaintance, bond, friendship.
I have airplane lag. He has airplane lag.
It's jet lag, Dre.
It's jet lag. I know, baby, I got it.
So we really like that clip because it really does show how family, there's a high level of disclosure. They're both able to lament to each other. They're tired, they're exhausted. You wouldn't do that with somebody just off the street. You wouldn't say like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this.
And they only have each other. They're in
Right.
a foreign place, and they're all each other has, and it just shows the closeness and how comfortable they are with one another, and just how much they actually need each other as family, because they are all they have.
Right, and even after she scolds him, she embraces him and she gives him a hug and she comforts him. So that's also really important too. I did a little bit of my outside research on how adolescents relate to different kinds of people, and actually I found, and it's really no surprise, I think we can all relate to it, that adolescents tend not to be, they don't really want to be around their parents all that much. So when she says, well, Dre, I can come have lunch with you every day, and he's like,
Not happening.
not a chance, no way. So it's just really fun to watch their dynamic because it really is a perfect textbook example of how a family relationship tends to operate.
You had a question? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Nope. Yeah.
Don't slam the door on your way
Yes,
out.
please. Just with all due respect. Thank you.
Okay, so the only thing we haven't, we showed family, acquaintance. Oh, we didn't show a friendship.
Yeah. The friendship, we have the clip with Harry and Dre.
No, we didn't put that one in.
Okay, well, so we didn't put it in. That's okay. We're not doing this again. Sorry, we're going to have it all set for you. But we do have other clips. We do have a gazillion clips that we're holding
Sifting
down
through,
so
yes.
that we fit them in. We've been working tirelessly on this, and we have finally gotten to the point where we're very comfortable with our presentation. We know what we need to do and what we definitely are going to put in and what we're going to take out. It is a very close proximity in what we're going to do and what we're going to present. We do feel very confident about what we're doing. It's just the fact that we're not in the proper setting and you can't actually get the full gist of what we're doing.
Right.
We are very well versed in the movie with the actual research. We've both done outside research. We've tirelessly gone to the library. We've gotten tons of information and stuff that relate to the entire movie and tie it up in a nice little package. So I think everybody will be I think you guys should get a good idea of what we're talking about, and I think you're going to understand exactly what part of this we're trying to reach, and I hope you've enjoyed it. We will, however, end with a very nice clip, which is one of the most powerful clips, the kissing scene.
The kissing scene.
Which I'll have you know that Jaden it was his first kiss, and his mother was horrified. Jada Pinkett Smith had to be taken and put into a tent, and security had to hold on to her because they did the scene 32 times, and it was his first kiss, and the dad was there because he was the producer, and he said it was the most awkward thing he's ever felt in his life.
Poor little Jaden. So we'll show this. This is nice and short. This is a good clip. Oh, and a commercial.
Yeah, sometimes a commercial jumps in there, and
So one roll
it
of
worked.
Venti can last longer than those bargain
Need
brands.
some paper towels?
So you get
Anybody?
more life
Anyone?
per roll.
Don't cry. It's okay.
Bounty, the
It's a good scene.
long-lasting
It's not a crying scene.
grabber.
Pinky swear. This is where he teaches her the pinky swear, which means that I lock into you and I trust you and I know that you're going to be my friend, and I promise I will be there for you if you promise that you'll be there for me. It's an American thing, the pinky swear.
Promise to get an A.
We promise to get this done, Yusef.
Just one. Let's do it.
Step it up.
Do it.
Just do it. There it is. Right there. And then the
Excellent.
parents.
Glenda.
Look it. She is just like, whoop.
She's like, I know
And-
those dreadlocks.
And the dreads give it away. Yes, they do.
It's a dread giveaway.
It is a dread giveaway. See? We absolutely have worked so hard on this. It's Sunday afternoon at 12:30, and we are still working on it. And we're loving it.
Yes.
We're enjoying it.
All right, so I think that's a safe spot for us to wrap this up. I think going through this a few times, we know what we need to improve
Absolutely. And we've tried, Yusef, I swear to God, we have done this. We've tried to set up the video. We are having such a hard time getting it all organized. I promise you we will not let you down when you see our presentation, but this is the best we could do. We've makeshift pillows, everything. We had nowhere else to go, so we're in the living room with that laptop, and we have, if you saw the contraption we have set up, I should take a picture of it
Yes,
and show you
yes.
how we are working this, but we definitely got this.
on. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.